Few days ago, Levan was saying that he wasn't really sure why initially Ermes announced that he want to take some rest after defeating Michael or probably face someone else before getting the title shot against Levan. Levan said this because he thought that Ermes was in the best shape of his life, everything was going good for him. Why would he break the good momentum that he had on his side, especially when he already took a good amount of rest after the Vitaly Laletin super match? And I think it's a good advice. Ermes was also thinking that last month. That's why he announced that he will be facing Levan Saginashvili in June. And now Ermes is training harder than ever. He's still weighing around 127 kilos, but for some reason the fans have started saying that Ermes is looking bigger than ever. I'm not sure why. Maybe because he's a little bit leaner than before. Maybe that's why he's looking a little bit more muscular. Ermes has announced that he will now be adapting a new powerlifting style arm wrestling workout. He showed that in his recent video, but he did say that it's really difficult to explain what he's planning to do in such a short video. I don't have any pain. My shape is still around 127-128 kilos, and I think with this program, I am training very hard. I think I will arrive in June in the very best shape of my life. Morozov also shared a short training video on his Telegram page. He was doing some fast speed work on the pronation muscle. Looks like he's recovering well. Obviously, there are no visible signs of muscle mass loss on his left arm, which is always a good thing, but he still won't be training that for a little bit more time. But I'm guessing he can be back at the top level in less than 1 year. And it's good to see Morozov working his pronation. Initially, I was saying that he's a hook arm wrestler. Yes, on the left, hook can work, but on the right, you have to be a top roller. Nobody is a hooker in the top 10 except for Morozov on the right arm. Well, even on the left arm, the hook didn't really work against Vitaly. But how good is Morozov's pronation? He took Vitaly's wrist. I don't think his pronation is as good on the right arm, so it will be cool if he focuses mostly on that, because even now, I think he can beat just about anyone if they go in a hook against him. But it's almost impossible to force the hook at that level. That's why it's not such a useful move in the top 10 super heavyweights. And please do not correct me in the comment section by saying that he hooked Revaz Lutidze on the right arm and Alex Kurdecha on the left arm, and both of them are in top 10. I agree with that, but still that won't work on the majority of the people there. In the recent Shaw Strength podcast, Neil Pickup said that when he visited Brian Shaw, he didn't have too many expectations. Well, saying expectations won't be the right word here because he didn't exactly use those words, but he said that he wasn't sure if Brian would be able to move in the required manner in which Neil wanted him to move in order to learn the intricacies of arm wrestling. And he thought that he would have to change his training structure according to Brian Shaw's movement on the table. But then he was surprised. I can tell you, I was 100% wrong. Only reason Brian wasn't moving well was because he didn't have access to the right lanes. Brian said that when he started arm wrestling last year, he brought a strongman's body into arm wrestling, and that wasn't really working too well. So then he tried losing some weight to see if he can move better, and now since he has lost more than 50 pounds, his training partners are telling him that despite being lighter, he's moving better and possibly even feeling stronger than before. He's still trying to find that sweet spot where he doesn't lose too much strength and his overall performance on the table improves with the weight loss. Neil was saying that Brian has skipped a lot of benefits that he would have gotten from tournaments, but since he's such a big name, he will be, and maybe he should be, focusing mostly on super matches. By the time I left, Brian had improved significantly, at least twice as good. Neil was saying that even today, Brian is a problem for the mid-range super heavyweights. But then I saw something contrary to that coming from Neil Pickup. He said that right now, Brian cannot beat him, but if Brian is able to train well under his guidance for a couple of months, then maybe in 2-3 months, Neil couldn't beat Brian anymore. So does Neil believe that even now, he's better than the mid-range super heavyweights? Anyways, Neil also said that in less than 12 months of training under his guidance, Bryan will be one of the best moving super heavyweights on the arm wrestling table. He will be really swift. Before leaving Bryan's home, Neil gave him a structured training program until Arlington event on March 29th, and there they will meet once again. He will guide Bryan one more time on how to train for the rest of the year. And after that, Neil believes that Bryan can definitely be smashing a lot of people on the arm wrestling table. He can definitely get to the top of the arm wrestling world. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.